Hello, this is Tapolgin, and today we're going to talk about break-even point. I have here a calculator uh, for break-even point when evaluating products and a break-even point when evaluating processes. We use yellow fonts and green background to refer or to make visible all the user-defined inputs, whatever the cost is going to be, whatever our are going to be. Here's our first formula for break-even point. This is when evaluating a product. Let's say our fixed cost for that product, for a product that we want to make and we're thinking about selling, is gonna cost us this much, and our sell price is gonna be 24.99, and our variable cost is gonna be $12. Here we have our formula. Here we have our profits, all our math. So when we substitute all these values in the formula, we end up with 8,084 products. That would be our break-even point. What we have here is the visual, the chart, the graph that shows our break-even point, and we can, hover over the two lines where the two lines intersect, and it's actually our break-even point of 8,084 units, and our total revenue that is gonna be equal or very very close to total cost is $202,000 plus some change. Now this calculator was built in order to make it a little bit more uh, visually appealing, or whatever, visually helping. We can change also the value over here of the percentage of decrease and increase from the break-even point, from the break-even point value. So, for example, this number 6,000 and some change is 25% less than 8,000. Then 25% of 6,000 is around 4,000, and so on and so forth. So these values get fed automatically into the charting, and these lines, the hope is that these lines separate a little bit more and show a little bit better. Let's see, before with zero point zero 0.05 variation, that meaning zero point zero 0.05 less than this, and this is zero point zero 0.05 less than that, and so on and so forth, and this is zero point zero 0.05 more than that, and so on and so forth, to be able to chart those values, make the interval of values bigger or smaller. That's what this percentage is. And we can see that the two lines are a little bit closer. If we go with 25, and the two lines are a little bit more separated. So visually, this is probably more helpful, and we can use it in a presentation or just to guide us uh, to keep exploring and guide us in our decision making for a product, evaluating a product or maybe a set of products, and say, well, our break-even point and our cost and all that is going to be less with this product. Now we go on to break-even point for evaluating processes, and this is a little bit different. We're going to have our fixed cost for one, variable cost one for process one, fixed cost for um, process number two, and variable cost for process number two. And we have our different values. Usually, general purpose machine or general purpose equipment is going to be more manual, as I have talked before in some of my videos. It's going to be more manual, but less expensive, and but it's going to cost us a little bit more to produce, a little bit higher cost per product. Now, a more automated one or more special purpose machine or special purpose equipment is going to be more expensive but more automated, so meaning we're going to produce faster with less resources, so our cost is going to be lower. So this scenario depicts that over here. So we have our break-even quantity. Now, for evaluating process, this is a little bit different, and here's the formula. You can substitute all the values, and you get $5,929 sorry, uh, products, um, units. So that's our break-even point. Same scenario as before. This percentage is gonna give us our intervals between that vary below this point and above this point, just to chart it and make it more visually appealing. In this case, I say, well, 1%. So this number is 1% less than this one, this number is 1% less than this one, and so on and so forth. This is 1% more than that one, and so on and so forth. But we can go to, maybe 20% or 25%, see if it's more visually appealing. And I did that because in some cases where I substitute some values over here, and I don't remember all the values, but let's say these are my values, and sometimes those lines get really, really, really close, and it's difficult to see. It's not very visually appealing. The typical break-even point chart that we see all over the place, all over the internet, and in every book. But with this one, we make it a little bit more visually appealing, or at least that's the intent. So those are our two calculators, or our one calculator for two different scenarios, either if we want to evaluate a product or evaluate processes, and they can be used in tandem. Let's say we go with this process for a particular product, and from that we can feed into our calculator over here all the values, or vice versa. We can uh, select several products depending on their break-even point, and then say, okay, out of these five products that we really like and we think we can produce, and our marketing equipment things can sell and all that, things they can sell. So we can now play with scenarios of, okay, if we produce them more manually or more automated, how is this going to play out for those three or four or five products? So hopefully this is of value to you. Uh, Leave us a comment, and see you in the next video. This is Topol Game. Thank you very much. I'm signing out.